Okay, so in this video we are going to talk about this particular test case where we are going to enter a name in this text box. After clicking on alert, the functionality of this component is after clicking on alert, it shows us this browser alert, and in this browser alert we get this message. And now the test case is this particular alert text should show me the name I entered into this text box. So it should show the message that hello, what is the name I have entered here, share this practice page and share your knowledge. So my checkpoint of the test case is that whether the name entered here in this edit control is indeed appeared in my alert box or not. That is what my test case is, okay, or checkpoint is. Now let's see how can we handle this alert box. Right now we will be talking about handling the alert. Now let's see how can we perform these operations. Now this alert is called as browser alert. Now in web application, whenever we enter any wrong data, so our web application gives us the errors. So those errors are usually prompted us on these kinds of windows. So we should know how to handle this, how to check the error messages or warning messages shown in these kinds of alert boxes, right? So that's what now we are going to look at, how to handle these browser alerts in our test. So for that, let's create a separate Java file. So I'm right clicking on package, I'm saying class, and I'll say handle browser alerts. These are browser alerts. Handle browser alerts. I'll say public static void main, finish. Now let's take up our these three statements from our test. Control C, and I will go here and put these three statements. The first statement sets the driver path. Here the second one creates the object of Chrome driver. So Chrome driver will start our driver exe. It will establish a communication session with our script file, and then we are instructing our driver exe to open a URL inside our browser. Okay, now the next is, once our page is opened, next what we are going to do, we are going to enter the name into this field. Now let's inspect this element. So I'm inspecting the element, and the element is having these attributes set: ID, name, class. So let's make use of ID attribute here. So I will say web element name text box. I can give any name to the variable driver dot find element by name, and I will mention this value of the name attribute here. Right now let's import this web element. So what are we doing here? We are asking our driver to find an element having this name set. So it will find it, and its scripting reference would be returned to us. So now whatever interaction APIs we will call with the help of this variable, those interactions would be performed on this edit control. So now what interaction I am going to do? I am going to do typing. So dot send keys. So this send keys is an API for typing. So I will type. Now next what I am going to do, I am going to click on this alert button so that it will open this alert. Now in that alert I have to check whatever the value I have just typed inside this edit control is indeed present there or not. That is what my test case is. So first of all, let's understand whatever I have entered in this edit control, how to retrieve it from control and place in some variable in our test, right? Because that variable's value then we are going to use to check for the existence of the entered text into this alert message, right? So hence we need whatever we have typed here, we need to save it in some variable so that it can be used. Now let's understand how to read it, how to retrieve it. So this is a text box control. You can see type equal to text. So whatever value you enter in the text box, it gets set to the value attribute of that element. Now we don't see that value attribute here in the HTML code because it's not a part of HTML code. It's a part of this particular element, the DOM element, which the browser creates. After reading your HTML code, browser creates the DOM elements, right? So DOM element for this text, DOM element for this button. So every control, it creates a DOM element, document object model element, right? So the value attribute is not in the HTML code, but it is for the DOM element created for this type equal to text element, right? So the element which has got a type equal to text set, that DOM element does have one value attribute, and whatever you enter gets set to the value attribute. Now the question is how to retrieve a value set to a particular attribute. So for that, Selenium has, I'll do is name a text. Now what I want to do, I want to do it against this text box, right? Name text box. So I have a scripting reference of it. So name text box dot. So there is an API called get attribute. So this get attribute API will help you to retrieve the value of particular attribute of an element. Now we want to fetch the value of value attribute for this element, and we have the scripting reference name text box get attribute and the name of the attribute. So what is the name of the attribute? It is value. The name itself is value. Okay, so whatever we enter into the text box gets set to the value attribute. So I am fetching the current value of that value attribute, which will indeed return me whatever I have typed in, right? So I will save it in my one variable name string entered name, right? This is one part of the test. Now we haven't yet clicked on the alert button. Now let's do that. Let's go and do that now. Alert. So this button is also having ID set, value set, right? Now let's make use of a value attribute here. Value attribute. Now value attribute is uniquely set. If you can see, the value attribute is from where the caption of the button is coming. So the caption is unique always, right? We don't see any web page having one button or more than one buttons having the same captions. Always the captions are set to the unique values. Now, as this is uniquely set, let's make use of it for finding. But we do not have any in Selenium. We do not have any find element by APIs. Find element by APIs, which will make use of value attribute, right? So we have for class name, we have for ID, we have for name, we have for tag name, but we don't have anything for value attribute. So in this case, we can make use of CSS selector or XPath, but let's not make use of XPath here. Let's make use of CSS selector. So CSS selector is a query language. How to write a query? The syntax is very simple. Tag name and into the square bracket, which attribute you want to make use of? The value attribute. to find the element equal to into the single quotes the value of that alert, right? So what it is saying is I want to find an element having tag name as input and the value attribute of which is set to alert. So there is only one element on this page with that CSS, which is nothing but this alert button. So I will save the scripting reference alert btn. Now what I want to do, I want to click alert btn dot click, right? So we are clicking on that button, right? So we are clicking on that button, alert button, right? So once we click on that button, the alert is going to be opened, right? So this alert will open like this. Now there is a point here. Now we want to work on this alert window now. What we want to do, we want to fetch the text of an alert button, right? So right now our test is working on the DOM of the browser. Now we want to ask our test to switch, like we want to ask our driver to switch the working from the DOM to this element. Like this element, this alert window is not part of this DOM architecture here, which you can see at the back end right here. Like this, all are the HTML elements. This checkbox, this edit, this button are all HTML, hence they are part of the DOM tree. But now this window is not part of this DOM tree, so we have to ask our driver to now leave this DOM tree and work on this object which is not part of it, right? So for that, it is called context switching. We have to ask our driver to switch the working from the DOM to this alert. So how can we do it? So there is a driver dot switch to, and where we want our driver to switch, we want our driver to switch to alert window. So this will instruct our driver to leave the working context from the DOM, from the web elements to the browser alert. So it will take the working context there. It will return the scripting reference of this alert to our test. So there is an alert class which represents a scripting reference for alert window. So I am just importing this alert from Selenium package. So what this instruct our driver to do, our driver would be instructed to leave the working context from this DOM to this alert window. Now I have got the scripting reference of this alert window. Now I can do whatever I would like to do with this. Now first I want to fetch this text, whatever is seen here. So how can we do that? For that AL, so AL is storing the scripting reference for that alert. AL dot get text string alert message. Right, so I got my message, the alert message here. Now what I want to do, I want to check whether this alert message contains whatever I had entered into this. Like whatever I had entered into this field, I have already captured it into this string variable. So my test case checkpoint is if this alert message indeed contains, this dot contains the entered name is this Pranodai, whatever the value I have sent keys here, right? So if it is, then I will say system.out.println alert showed correct message passed. If this text, whatever I have entered, if it is not seen in this alert message, then we want to fail the test case. you want to say that no, alert didn't show us the correct message, right? So else, if it is not there, that message, that entered name is not there, what this text is, if it is not there in the message, then I will say alert didn't show correct message, failed. And after checking, what I want to do, I want to close the alert, isn't it? I want to say okay and close the alert. So for that, there is a, in the alert class, there is a accept method, so which closes the alert, right? So this is how we can do this. Now let me run this. I'll say thread dot sleep. I'll just pause the test for 5 seconds here so that you guys can actually observe that the alert is getting opened and then it is getting the message is getting verified and it is getting clicked on. So I'm just changing my compatibility settings. There is some problem on my machine, you guys don't need to do it. I have to still figure out what is the problem, but once I change the compatibility, I can run my test. So I'm running the test now. It will open the browser, it will open the URL. Now you guys can see here the value got entered, alert got opened. Now it is waiting and alert message, like we have our verification done, and the alert also got closed because of this accept call.